Hello and welcome to the Big Scuba podcast. Welcome to a little big chat edition. So this is about people coming on, talking to us about whatever they want to talk to us about, whether it's their new diver, where maybe they run a dive centre, maybe they've got a new line of wetsuits coming out, or maybe they've just completed a big project on marine science or something like that, and they want us to help spread that message. Doesn't matter, it's free, they get 40 minutes to talk about them or whatever the subject is, and then we spread it. We put it on our YouTube channel, we put it on our Instagram, Facebook, social media, and then also all we ask is that they do the same across all their social media. And the more we share, the more it gets out there and the more it helps to keep things ticking over. The other thing I would say as well, don't forget to subscribe. There's more of these coming. We do several of these a month. And that's a blackbird that's now joining us. Everybody wants to be on the show. What can we say? There we go. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. And that way you'll keep up to date with what's coming on. See you soon.
Thank you for joining us on a little big chat. It's great to see you both. So we're going to obviously go through what you're doing at the moment, and then obviously the whole point is that we share things for you, and likewise you share things for us once we release it out on YouTube. So we sort of get the mutual benefit from it all. So if we introduce ourselves, and then you can introduce yourselves, and then you can tell us all about what you've been doing. Obviously, I'm Gemma. In terms of diving, I'm just midway with my open water journey. I'm just waiting to do the qualification. I was going to do it before lockdown, then that hit, so it's delayed things a little bit. But I'm due to jump in the water in a few weeks' time and hopefully get it all finished off. So that's so I'm a non-diver, new diver kind of thing.
Excellent.
And I'm Ian, and I've been diving for about 5 years, dive master for about 3. Really enjoy that. I'm happy with that at the moment, and I help out my local diving centre as a volunteer dive master, and just enjoy sort of helping people get started in diving and doing this podcast and things like that. So that's kind of me. So Jill, take it away. Tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Jill. I'm a National Director for Miss Scuba United Kingdom. I've got I'm co-director because Jamie Lee Faulkner is also director. She is an ex-Miss Scuba UK and Miss Scuba International. She's had a little time out having a baby and what have you. So I've been working with the girls continually throughout it all. I started running Miss Scuba UK with Jamie Lee and other support in 2015, and her previous association with it was 2013 and 14, so it was after her competitive days in it that we started rolling from Miss Scuba UK. The organisation, as you know, it's to try and get more women diving, but we have got a platform through Pageantry, which is a completely new platform to obviously what scuba diving is used to getting women from. We see it as every direction helps. Wherever you can promote it to other women, then it's a great opportunity. So pageants was the initial idea for me, and we're very much charity based behind it. So that was the thing that appealed to me personally being involved, is organising events that can help promote charities. And yes, obviously the scuba diving charities like Depth Therapy, who we support and we have supported and raised thousands and thousands of pounds and awareness for, but we also get the girls involved in charity, and many of them, as Ashley will tell you, they've got other charities that are quite close to their hearts, so we give them an opportunity to use our platform and that, for themselves to promote that, and we raise funds and awareness again to their charities and support them while they're supporting the causes that we promote. Brilliant. So that's a little bit, and I'm sure you'll learn more as we go along.
Okay. Ashley?
Amazing Jill. So yeah, my name's Ashley. I'm Miss Scuba UK. I've actually been diving since I was 18 years old. I'm nearly 26 now, so I'm getting on. But yeah, Miss Scuba UK was the original platform that got me into scuba diving. I've kind of always wanted to get into scuba diving from seeing the Discovery Channel with my dad just sat in front of the TV, and Miss Scuba UK gave me that avenue when I was just 18 to get into diving and discover that it is accessible, and it's something that I could then later do as a career, and I've continued. I'm now a specialty diver, just a touch away from master diver. I've just booked to do my first dive back after all of this COVID-19 situation on Wednesday next week. So finally going to get back into some UK diving. But yeah, absolutely love diving, and I'm so glad to be doing this with you guys right now.
Brilliant.
So where are you going to go diving in the UK next week?
8 acres, just signed off. It's going to be 28 degrees next Wednesday, so I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So how have you been coping, obviously, through the COVID side of things? Does the competition, I guess, has stopped at the moment, has it, or been put on hold?
Well, the actual international competition is cancelled for this year. Obviously, that's run in Malaysia. The international director is from Malaysia. And Robert Lowe, who is the director, he made the decision along with his team earlier on to postpone it this year. As you can appreciate, there's girls coming from all over the world, different ways in which they are dealing with this situation. But one thing we've all got in common is obviously we're not travelling, and we're trying to postpone a few things to help rid this virus. Now, from a national perspective, we've got permission to still run Miss Scuba UK, although we have delayed it. Obviously, Ashley's had 3 months now where she's not been able to get what she would normally get from the competition, even though she's been working very hard behind the scenes. But we've kind of postponed it for 3 months so that we can catch up a little bit. And the UK competition will be run in October. Now, it is subject to change, depending on, obviously, government situations and one thing and another, but at the moment we're going to be aiming for October the 16th. That is the date of the UK pageant, and we'll be looking for girls prior to that. I'm expecting from the beginning of July, once lockdown is a little bit more relaxed again, and hopefully we can meet girls at a distance for interviews and various things. And we will be doing our UK diving as part of the process to get the girls that, you know, they'll all be given an opportunity to do some UK diving, and so hopefully that'll be a bit of an incentive to get girls involved. Because they're going to be UK diving this year, we want to make sure that we promote UK diving even more than ever. We always have, but as you know, that you know, the weather and one thing or other, people love taking their UK skills abroad. So we and you know, obviously everybody's always going to want to do that, and we want to promote that because we work with many fantastic dive centres abroad as well. So it's about getting women diving as opposed to, you know, just in one place. But this year we are going to be putting even more effort and more hours into the UK diving because obvious reasons as well. You know, Mares are on board again, so we've got full from them. Bespoke Diving are on board again, who will be doing working with Ashley and with the finalists. We have got trips abroad planned, but again, not dates yet because we have to wait and see what happens there. But it's more experiences and prizes rather than an international competition. So yeah, watch this space.
Yeah, that's great to hear about UK diving as well, because I think it's really going to give it a boost, I think, in the situation we are.
For my birthday, my birthday's July 5th, and originally with Bespoke Diving Adventures we'd planned to go to the Farne Islands, and I could finally get diving with the seals. That was going to be my birthday present, and do it as Miss Scuba UK, get some promotion out there for UK diving. And obviously with COVID-19, the whole situation, I've had to put that trip on hold, and I know that the whole nation of scuba divers, we've kind of been stuck in limbo for a while now, not knowing if we can go to Scotland, if we can travel and stay in Scotland overnight for diving. So for me, I'm just so excited to see that things are starting to open now. I can finally go diving next week, and then hopefully get that dive in Scotland organised and see some seals.
Yeah, it's lovely up there. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
One of
we've
my
got to make.
favourite places.
Oh, sorry. we have got to make sure Ashley gets to do all these things, because every year, obviously, we've done the UK, you know, the highlights of, well, the ones that are more popular and well known, and we want Ashley to be able to do all those things as well while she's still Miss Scuba UK, but I'm sure she'll still continue with us after.
Yeah. So what about people who are listening to this for the first time? Do they have to be a diver to join up?
No, as Ashley just mentioned, in 2013 she did enter the competition back then when she was just 18 years old. She was a non-diver, and it obviously introduced her to this world of scuba diving. She enjoyed the pageant. It also introduced her to pageants, and she, you know, has done other pageants as well. So it's open to absolutely anybody. So you don't have to be experienced in pageants. You don't have to be experienced in scuba diving. We give you all those opportunities prior to the final to get some experience and some knowledge on both. So if you've never done anything in either of those two backgrounds, then you'll learn just like Ashley did, and other girls that have come this way. Ashley obviously came back a few years later. She's got experience diving now. She's got experience in pageants. She obviously was a bit of a power machine when she came back in 2019 and won. But that said, we've had girls that have won that have actually just literally come in and done it that year. As Gemma were in 2013, which I know that was not our organisation then, but it could be anybody. So yes, if you're a diver, we still want you to come and do it, because we want you to be able to use your skills and your knowledge and you know, build your platform in what you love, but embrace what we do in pageants as well. It's your target is predominantly women, so it's, you know, I think when I last worked it out, just through Miss Scuba UK, since we've been running it, I think we've got 80 odd women that have now become divers, and out of those women, there's a very high percentage that are at minimum open water. But then we've also got every Miss Scuba UK that has won has gone on to be a master diver through her period of reign, or obviously over a few years, and every one of them has also become advanced, which actually did that a long time ago in well, when you first started, didn't you? So we see these girls are passionate about diving as well. So, yeah, and so the platform that we've used and mainly channeled through has given us the majority of the girls that have come this way. But we've also had girls last year, top three, Shannon, who I'm sure she'll not mind me mentioning her name. She was excellent. She'd not come from pageants, but she'd done the scuba diving, very experienced diver, and did really well. She's embraced both and continued. Then we've got Alex, who was Miss Scuba UK 2016. She'd never done much of either before. As I say, Ashley, she's quite an experienced diver now. So, you know, Daisy, who won the year before, she'd kind of come, no diving, but she'd done pageants. Yeah. So, yeah, we've got a real mix, and everybody's welcome, and we want everybody to come and join in.
So how does it work then? To the people that come to you, I get the impression that once they've got onto is it a circuit, so to speak, or the program, they can stay with you until whenever? It's not a 1 year cycle. You can keep renewing with you.
The winners that have won Miss Scuba UK, we do seem to kind of have opportunities that come back year in, year out. As you may have seen earlier on this year, we went to Egypt, and Ashley came. We'd got previous winners there, Daisy and Hannah from 2015. No, Hannah was 2016. We did invite Sarah and Alex as well, but due to other commitments, they weren't able to come. But we also had a group of girls that were finalists from the last 3 years, top 3 finalists. So depending on, everybody's always welcome to come and dive. Mark from Bespoke Divers, he constantly keeps in touch with girls to hope that they want to continue the UK diving. he really supports what we do, and again wants to get more people diving. So yeah, but the winners, we tend to kind of, it's a bit of a you've got us forever, you know.
Yeah.
To up on that as well, like when I first obviously got introduced to Miss Scuba UK all those years ago, I found a love for scuba diving, but I also found women that loved scuba diving. So for me to then year in year out organise dive trips with a group of women, like it's a girls' holiday, we love it, we all go diving together, we meet different people every year, there's new girls, new finalists, new passions, and for me it's just increased my love for scuba diving, and that's all down to Miss Scuba UK. So it's an ever-growing community, really.
Sounds a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a community. Like if you know, it's not just like 1 year and then you say goodbye. It's nice that you've got that connection that remains, and you're just building on it all the time as well.
Yeah. I mean, we do welcome everybody back year in, year out. You know, anybody who's been with us, they're welcome to come back and join the UK diving that we do. Obviously, the other trips, some of them they can join. So, you know, some they obviously have to fund it themselves. But we do work with sponsors that make it much more accessible to people that may not have one, that still want to continue. So as they did in Egypt at Roots Red Sea, fantastic. They a really good package. So the girls that hadn't, it still gave them an opportunity to come along at an affordable price. But what they got was insane. It was, you know, we nearly ended up being there all through lockdown, but they managed to get us out.
Oh, damn, stuck there with the Red Sea.
Honestly, we were all praying, we're like, let's stay here, we'll just go searching for dugongs every day, it'll be great.
Yeah.
So are the applications all in for your event later on in the year, or are people still applying?
Well, because people are still applying, because I've not actually officially put it out there yet, this is what I've just told you, obviously, this is a great time to do it, but it was going to be August, and people have applied because applications were open until May, beginning of May. I've not closed them, and I haven't put much out there, but people have been contacting me on a daily basis. I get emails, and so what I have just said to everybody is keep applications coming in. As soon as I've got further information, I will let you know what's happening, but I don't ever like to put anything out there that I can't you know, I can't fulfill. So I wait, and in this case, so at the minute I'm having to kind of say subject to change, but so what we will do then is, I think I've so far probably got about 40 odd applicants, and then I've got others that have done it before that have you know, expressed an interest in wanting to come back. What we do then is we'll pick between 10 and 15 girls, because it's fully sponsored in terms of we rely on sponsors. It's fully run on sponsorships. So we have to, we can't just make it unlimited for people. Plus, we want people that really, every single girl that's entered our competitions, in my eyes, could be a winner. And I have input in choosing the girls that are in the competition, but I have no input whatsoever in the girls that, once we get to that point, you know, the judging stage of it. So what I like to be sure of is every single girl that's been put through is potentially a good representation of what we, you know, what we're trying to do. So I think last year we had 12 girls, and every one of them were quite passionate, and then any one of them could win. And that's ultimately what I want. I don't want to just open it up to a girl that may only want to do a pageant and not really, you know. And I realise some people come along and it's not until they've tried it, they might not be as passionate as others about the diving side, or it can be quite scary. It's, you know, we all have, I'm sure, experienced that, but ultimately it's safe, we run it safe, we've got professionals that are involved in every step of the way, and you know, we just want to make it as fun and as accessible as possible to as many people.
Yeah, I suppose if they don't get on with diving, if they come to you and they're a non-diver, but they don't get on with the training, or they just don't gel with diving, I guess they can't continue, I suppose.
Yeah, well, generally what we do for Miss Scuba is we run and have the top three. You will have perhaps seen that, and then we take the top three to Fuerteventura. So we're spending a week with them, and they're spending a week diving, and we have people that judge them out there. So when they're out there, they're judged on obviously how they're working as a team, obviously how they take to the diving, we do photo shoots and sponsor things as well, because obviously we want to please all our sponsors throughout this process. But ultimately, if they don't take to it in that week, you know, I mean, there was one girl in the year that 2014, when it wasn't us, and obviously Jamie Lee went out there and she was part of the judging, and there was one girl who just couldn't pass her open water, so actually she couldn't win. So the winner will be, because we give every single girl that opportunity, you know. So if they aren't, then they won't win. However, last year we also did, we wanted to open up to women that were either married, got children over the age limit that was set internationally. So we did a Miss Scuba as well. And that has worked really well, because in terms of the age, the international organisation have now upped the age to Miss Scuba up to 38 years old, which is fantastic. It was 28 years old. So by us running that category, it's opened it up. But we will put it all as one, so all the women can have, you know, they can try out the diving and everything prior to the ultimate winner being selected and judged. So yeah, but we have had people before that have maybe not taken to the diving as much, but usually they're not the ones that have won Miss Scuba. We've got every single Miss Scuba UK is an amazing diver and really passionate about it. So we want to encourage. I mean, I'm the first person to speak, because I only started diving through this myself 2014 on the back of Jamie Lee doing it, and I actually was really frightened. Never in a million years did I think that I would ever be able to do. I think I've got 80 odd dives now to my name, and I do love it. So I want other people to get past that. What I went through probably for the first 2 weeks of my first 2 diving holidays of being, oh, I don't think this is for me, because ultimately you will see the pleasure once you get the it's a bit like riding a bike. There's certain things that eventually come a little bit more naturally, so therefore you can enjoy the experience. And the girls maybe that have come along, you know, on the various trips that have not, they've loved the trips, they've loved the experience, they've loved the ethos, they've promoted everything, but if they've not quite enjoyed or took to the diving as much, we like to give them, you know, every encouragement and opportunity to keep at it.
Yeah, and it must be very much a team thing as well, if you've got the support of the other girls around you as well.
Yeah, that was the point for me when I was learning, when I was doing my open water, was having all the girls around me. We were doing all the skills together, and obviously it's a competition, and I see one girl and she's flushing her mask straight away before me. I'm like, right, okay, I can do this, and I think that little bit of competition and the support really helped me kind of get to grips with it, understand what I'm doing, how to get it done safely, and to kind of retain that knowledge as well. So the whole learning process for me, having a big group of girls around you, that little bit of competition, it's pushed me to go further and further.
So actually, what's next? What's your long-term plan?
Well, for the last 8 weeks, I've been doing my dive guide online. So that's been a really long process, just getting all of the academics done. So next week when we can go diving, I can then start to actually apply what I've been learning in obviously a scuba setting. So I want to get my dive guide all done, and then hopefully the dream for me would be to go travelling and be able to become an instructor and just explore the world, really. That's the main aim.
Good life.
Yeah, hopefully.
You're getting there, you're nearly there.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work. Every Monday, every Friday for 2 hours, academics. I think we've been, because I did science of diving at the beginning of lockdown, and we've continued on to do dive guide. So yeah, many hours this last couple of months.
Well, that's been a positive of the of this situation, is that it's given people time to study different things and giving you time to study. You know, it's not often in life you do get time to pause and look at different things. So it's good that you've done that during that time. You know,
Definitely. And it's given us opportunity as well to, you know, to look at the other things that we do throughout this competition. And, you know, obviously we can look at the different things environmentally that have occurred because of this situation. And I think that's really important. You know, we can see the effects of less pollution, and, you know, and then obviously there's the other side of it with the masks that people are now finding, you know, in the ocean and what have you, or at the beach.
Yeah.
It gives you an opportunity to get together to kind of educate again, and, you know, continue this education. People, we don't want to kind of like, so to speak, borrow from Peter to pay Paul. We want to ultimately, this, if you do this, this is the result. But at the same time, you know, there's positive effects from doing less of this and less of that. If you understand what I'm trying to say regarding this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it's good. So obviously you're going to go and do some UK dive sites. Have you got other sites where you're going to go in the UK, or have you got planned?
Well,
I haven't got. Oh, I'll let you go, Jill.
Well, as for the competition, Ashley will also probably get opportunity to go up to Cape and Ray. We do those usually a couple of times throughout the rain. And as you know, she's been to Egypt and Fuerteventura. When did you go to Thailand, Ashley?
That was January.
January, yeah. So generally we have something every month, something really, you know, we've not got any overseas planned, but Ashley will get another overseas trip at some point, but we're not really sure when. Probably Fuerteventura, because we've got a great relationship with Deep Blue Diving as well in Fuerteventura. But we also work with Old Harbour in Weymouth. We worked with them with Sarah and Jamie Lee when they were with Scuba. That's a fantastic place, UK, Weymouth. And we've worked with some of the other girls from that part in Devon, Torquay Dive Centre. I think actually you've, well, haven't you, the first year when you did it with...
I've not been down there, but I did meet one of the instructors.
Yeah, so there'll be that. And again, Cape and Ray, 8 acres is 20 minutes from here, so that's quite a good one. And then the farms, that is the one we really want to try and get sorted. So, but we're open to any offers or any suggestions, any visits, we'll come and promote.
What's been fabulous is through Miss Scuba International, I've been able to meet girls across the world, and 2 girls I've really made friends with, Sarah, Miss USA, Rachel and Lisa from Holland, and we went to Koh Tao in Thailand in January. We were approached by a hotel to promote sustainability, and that it was an eco-friendly resort. And the efforts we put into that, we did lectures with all of the divers about how to be responsible, and since then we've been approached by different companies, and hopefully we can go to Bali and continue our work and kind of work as an international group as well, so we can use our experiences from different countries and apply them together. So that's been amazing, just to meet.
You're in the same areas as our other friends, the Reef World Foundation and Greenfins, and when you're looking at those sort of issues, like environmental issues and how you can make a difference, it'd be quite good if you tied up with people like that as well, because you're doing the same type of thing.
Yeah, and tell me again, what are they called? Sorry.
The Reef World Foundation. If you look them up, and the Greenfins, and they've been on our podcast, and we help share some of their things that they want us to share. And they speak to the dive centres out places like Bali to look at how they can sort of help them enforce, and when tourists go there, how to behave in an environmental, sustainable way.
They have a code of conduct.
Carry out diving that way.
Yeah.
So they're good company to look up.
No, definitely. We'll get Googling.
Yeah, they're based in the UK as well. They've got a contact here as well. So, and they're really, helpful and proactive. Yeah, all the time.
It sounds a little bit like the one Daisy did 3 months. 3 months in Australia, and then, but I think she went to Bali as well, either just before or just after. And it was a similar kind of project, the one Ashley's talking about. I think she also went in to educate kids. on, you know, environmental issues, which is obviously key. And at Mabel in Sipadan, where Robert, who runs the International, he's got a project there where they're getting all the youngsters that live locally, they are getting them into scuba diving. He has a project for them and obviously educating them on the pollution and environmental issues. So there is a lot. We work with the WWF as well. They're really good. We've kind of worked with quite a few Shark Guardians, and yeah, it's always good to get to know more and get other people that can educate us on all these things. You know, we're forever learning.
Yeah, and it's amazing how many, you know, charities and organisations are out there doing such amazing work, and you know, we're just kind of touching the tip of the iceberg at the moment.
Literally.
So the more we can talk about them and spread the word is the greater good of the oceans.
So Jill, when you start Mr. Scuba, then I'm ready.
Well, you know, I get asked this quite often, but there's no reason why you can't set up a Mr. Scuba. I won't be doing it. The thing is, I do get asked this a lot, and there is actually pageants that are for men. I've not been involved in any, or you know, I'm not familiar, but I know I've seen them, and there are. But ultimately, for us, we want to get more women diving.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to get a Mr. Scuba, we'll support you, 100%.
All right.
Yeah.
But I agree, though, more women dive in, you know, that'd be great. I think that's a good plus all the way round, really.
Yeah,
we don't get me wrong. Yeah, we want everybody diving because, you know, I mean, my whole family pretty much have started diving on the back of this. My husband, he's been doing a lot of the courses in lockdown, and he was a complete non-diver until 2014. So we realised the girls get the families diving, and it's, you know, it's like a big pyramid, really. So we want everybody diving, but we just want to keep promoting to women, you know, well, as much as we do and more if we can.
Yeah. Gemma's got a question, hasn't you, Gemma?
Have I? Oh.
Yeah. The question you've been asking nearly every day with everybody, what to do about long hair.
Oh gosh, yes. So I've been snorkeling in the river, and I've got like a 5mm hood. It just like, my hair is just like, so is there any tips?
What I find is, if first of all I get my hair pulled all the way back and try and get it into a plait first, so it's all kind of secured together. I've got for my mask, instead of having elastic on the back, I have just kind of like material around it, so then I can place it on without it snagging my hair. It's covering all the side, and I always make sure I wet the front of my hair back first, so it's never going to kind of get trapped in anywhere as I'm moving it front and back. So I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, well, on top of that, easy. I've had mine cut off to make it easier, but the girls also, as you've probably seen, a lot of girls that are coming through have got long hair extensions and so on. Well, that's kind of, I specialise in that sort of work, so we have really good conditioners and sprays, so when they come out, it's just easy to comb through, and it works. So yeah, easy. But don't get me wrong, these girls do come out and their hair's kind of like, you know, they don't walk out just having glossy hair. But it brushes out within 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. I'll have to invest in a good conditioner then. It's like bad hair.
I'll do the same.
You just put it on to dive as well, pre-diving. It puts a bit of a barrier on your hair, so again, it protects it from the salt and what have you. It just stops it being as dry.
Yeah, it was quite a novelty trying to get a hood on.
But is this stuff good for the environment? Because obviously, when you're out, you know, we've got to use reef-friendly suntan lotion and stuff. So, you know, is this stuff all right to use in the environment?
All environmentally friendly. Yeah.
Is it? That's brilliant.
Everything that we use when we're diving. Yeah. So it's all good.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So you've got 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Go on then.
Do you want to, you know, with what's left, do you want to sort of just let everybody know about what, you know, if anyone's thinking about joining, where they got, what's the process, where they got to go to, where they got to register?
Would you like to do that, Ashley? 'Cause I think it always comes better from a Miss Scuba. Yeah.
Of course.
Lines will be maintained open, just let you know that bit. They're open, and we're looking at we'll probably close them round about middle of September, beginning of September. So I'll leave it with you now. Take it away.
I'd say if you are somebody who is interested in getting into scuba diving, if you love the oceans, just definitely get in touch with Miss Scuba UK and give it a go. At the end of the day, you can't go wrong. You're surrounded by a great community of people, of women who all love scuba diving. We love the ocean, and you just give it a go, give it a try, and we're all here to help.
Brilliant. And whereabouts are you on social media? So you're on Instagram, Facebook, those sort of things?
Yeah, if they come through Facebook or Instagram, we can obviously pass on details, but the email address is there. Applications go to Miss Scuba United Kingdom @gmail.com. There is an application page on there. You apply, send it, and then it'll come through to us and our team. So we will be in touch, not necessarily straight away, but we will be in touch with every single person that applies. And we are looking for between 10 and 15 women, aged between 18 and 38.
Yeah, that's great. So when this comes out, then we can, put a bit more emphasis, posting, and see whether we can find you some more girls. So.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. It's fun and an adventure, a challenge.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good that it's
myself.
You might apply. Grow your hair, you'll be fine. Yeah, no, I think it isn't just a beauty pageant. We all know that, and it's just very easy to see that the world's your oyster once you've got that diving qualification as well, and just seeing how much you've travelled as well. You've got great opportunities.
That's right. It's an opportunity to travel, make new friends, learn something new, and use this as a platform to promote you and yourself and your passions, as well as the charities that we support. And anybody can come along. You can be from any walk of life. We've got doctors that have been Miss Scuba UK. We've got models. We've got fitness trainers. We've got students. So there's no rule. There's no set rule. There's no typical. There's no stereotypical pageant. Do you know what I mean? It's anybody and everybody that is. We've got such strong women, such incredible women, and it's a pleasure to see these women use the platform as they do.
Yeah, Miss Scuba UK has literally changed my life, and I really, really couldn't recommend it enough. I've been able to get my nieces into diving. I've done a try dive with them as well, and it's just opened so many doors for myself. So I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I think we've got less than a minute left, so it might cut out. But that's been really great. Yeah, thanks so much, Jill and Ashley. It's lovely to meet you.
Yeah, and you. Will we
see this before it goes out when you've edited it?
We'll let you know before we go out. Yeah, so that you can then post as well. So we'll give you forewarning, definitely.
All right then. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
What does it all come down to? I've never lost myself without you. Anxiety around me, bloodshot eyes, fragile. I've lost more dreams than I can never count to. But does it even matter? Sugar-coated your presence any closer.